when I was a kid, right, Blanky. When I was a kid, we didn't have all these smartphones and computers, the screens in our pockets, all of this stuff everywhere. Yeah, we barely had computers. I mean, computers existed, but not when I was born. Yeah, not like now compared to when you've been born. It's crazy. I've literally got a pretty high functioning camera, recording device, internet access, TV screen, can play games, can message people, can video call people. That didn't exist when I was a kid. That was impossible. You had to phone someone over a telephone. You had to dial with a ring like this. You had to put the numbers, your finger in a hole and turn the wheel to trigger the phone to know which number to call, and it was connected by a cable into your house and outside onto the street, onto the telephone pole and down the street to a central area who then sent that signal to the friend you was trying to call. And that's the only way we'd contact people with telecommunications or with, technology. The other technology would be this. We'd just go to the house and we'd knock on the door and be like, hey, you want to play out? Or hey, how are you? Just passing by, thought I'd see how you're doing. Just dropping in. They're like, oh yeah, of course, do you want to come for a cup of tea? And you're like, yeah, go on then. And then you catch up and, you keep in touch. Failing that, a bit further out the area, you'd write them a letter. You'd get a pen and you'd get a paper. And you'd write something and then you'd put it in an envelope and you put it in the post. And the postal services, whoops, has been going quite a while. What did I do there? I'm trying to blow my nose. I'm so sorry. I really am. This hay fever, it's snotting me up. And this is this is this is what world was like when I was born, and when I grew up. For a long time, we didn't have mobile phones, like ones that you could take wherever you wanted for a long time. They started getting introduced as I was growing up, through the late 90s, the last century where I was born. And yeah, it wasn't only really popular until the 2000s, where everyone kind of had one. It was affordable enough, widespread enough, and it functioned enough that everybody had one, a mobile phone. Even us as kids, we had them because obviously our parents could phone us, and we could message our friends. We could phone our friends. Yeah, it wasn't cheap, and our parents would pay for it within limit, so that we could communicate outside of school, or outside of knocking on each other's doors or phoning them on the landline, the connected phone. And slowly and surely they started introducing more elaborate mobile phones, basically. Screens and keyboards added to them, different functions that they could do. They could play music, they could have the radio, obviously they could take pictures. And then that slowly grew into what we have today, the smartphone, where the entire front of it is a screen that you can touch and it responds to the buttons on the screen, which is quite incredible technology, really. And yeah, it's quite incredible to me to have participated and witnessed the evolution of that. I mean, everyone else did that was alive at this time, but at that age is quite amazing. Yeah, it's quite a time to live through, and I'm sure you'll live through similar similar moments yourself with the new things that happen. Like now we're getting fucking artificially generated images that are very hard to distinguish from real life. It's a computer generated program that can create images and videos, even music and artwork, emulating what humans can do, and it's almost indistinguishable. And so it's a scary time in a way. It's dangerous because, yeah, you being such a young kid yourself, or you're still a fucking baby. It's going to be hard for you to get your head around that, especially like how bad screens are for you, like for too long. Like a lot of screen time is bad. It's bad for your eyes, it's bad for your brain, it's bad for a lot of things. I was fortunate enough to have a childhood without that. We did have a television, but it would be limited. There wouldn't be enough on it, and you couldn't choose. And yeah, we were used to entertaining ourselves in other ways, you know, with books, with toys, with playing games with each other, with our friends, you know, with my sister, your auntie, you know, and yeah, with our families, and you know, being with each other. And this is what you struggle to see these days. You struggle to find that. You struggle to, I don't know, obviously people do it, you know, but there's a lot more everyone sitting around on their phones. It's an addictive thing, and hopefully you don't end up like that, and the world could sort of heal its bad habits in time for you to grow up in a nice way, and you will. That's what we're trying to make happen, you know. But just trying to give you a bit of insight into what life was like when I was a kid. You know, the internet wasn't around. It was just getting invented when I was born. In 1990. But it wasn't really around for the public till the mid-90s or something. And maybe a little later that it was started to be introduced, you know. And even then it was slow and there was nothing on it. But it was around. Like, we used to have like computers in the school, you know, a little room full of computers. And they'd try and teach us how to use them because they saw that that was going to be the future. And yeah, we also got to participate in that, which is harder. For the older generation now, who have lived, you know, a whole great life, 60 years, 70 years without this technology. And so they didn't, you know, open their arms to it immediately because they didn't understand it, they didn't want it, and they didn't like it to a large part. And I understand that. I can see why. Because anything that new comes along now, I'm like, I don't like it. Like this AI stuff, this, you know, it's like these computer programs. It's a language learning model. It's like it's pretending to be intelligent. It's pretending to be conscious in a way. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't like it. You know, there's a lot of things similar to that I'm just like, I don't like it. Because I'm getting old. I like it how it was. But I'm also open to it because that's how I've experienced it. This is new technologies that have been available to us. I've been open to them because, you know, it makes sense to be, as a kid, curious, wanting to learn, interested in these things. And yeah, you find stuff out and you figure them out. I'm not an expert on computers, but you know my way around them more than the older person might that didn't encounter them at a good age that I did. And so yeah, it's an interesting time. We don't know what it's going to look like in the future, but I know what it looked like in the past. So that's a little bit of my life when I was a kid. You know, we used to play out in the street, get a ball, throw it against the curb, kick it around to each other, play football. And there wasn't so many cars either. That's another thing that's changed massively. Now every house has 2-3 cars. Everyone's got their own car, almost. So many people, okay, yeah, they still share cars, and some people just don't have them, right? But the street was empty enough to play on, you know. You go to that same street now that I grew up on, there's a car everywhere. There's nowhere to play. All the cars are in the way. So you have to go somewhere else or play inside on your games console, like your computer that's made just for games. And you spend your time looking at a screen on the internet, and yeah, it's all good and well, you know, it's fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I used to have fun doing that too, playing some computer games, but it's good to be outside with people in space and playing games and being in the real world. So yeah, when I was a kid, I lived in the real world. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some coffee. I love you. I'll see you later.